members of the court and all present. My name is Jessica, and I'm the oldest daughter of Monica and Fabio. In the spirit of trying to heal from this very horrible situation, I'd like to speak about my parents, of how I remember them. Every day growing up, my dad would send my sister and me off into the world with the same words: be smart, be strong, chin up and charge the mountain. That mantra became the foundation of how we live our lives. My dad was our pillar of strength, steady, present, full of wisdom. He taught us how to be brave, how to be kind, and how to show up for the people we love. He taught us to climb our mountains, no matter how steep, like this one right here. I miss him every goddamn day. I think about him constantly. I talk about him to my friends, to my family, to anyone who will listen to me, because I want to keep his memory alive. I often watch old home videos just to hear his voice, to hear his laugh. I want to remember what it felt like to have a dad, to be wrapped in that kind of love and the protection. I wanted nothing more in my life than to make him proud, to see his smile when I succeeded, and to hear him say that he believed in me. We used to have these family meetings, and at the end of each one, we'd all put our hands in together, and we'd chant Sementilli power. I used to think it was so cheesy. Now I treasure it. I'd give anything to just sit in one more of those meetings. I know how lucky I was to have a dad like him. He was the best dad anyone could ask for. I have to remind myself that it's better to have had him and lost him than to have never had him at all. I still feel him around me. I hear his voice all the time. When someone I love says something he would have said, I know it's him there with me. When I got my acceptance letter to UCLA, all I wanted to do was to call my dad and to tell him. When I started to cry, heartbroken that I couldn't share that with him, I looked up and I saw someone wearing a sweatshirt with his alma mater on it. I know that was my dad, and I know that was him telling me that I'm here, and I see you, and I hold on to all moments like that. And then there's my mom, my rock. When you're young, you don't realize that your parents are figuring out life too. It's their first time too. My mom had me when she was my age now, and I think about that a lot. How young she was, how brave she had to be. She moved away from her own life and family to support my dad's career, and she did it without asking for anything in return. She gave her entire self to us. She was always there at every school event, every heartbreak, every milestone. She's the most supportive, selfless, funny, and loving person that I know. And she's strong. She taught my sister and I what it means to be a woman, to show up, to fight for your family, and to give love freely. Growing up, I had a learning disability in math, and there were so many teachers I told my mom that college wasn't in the cards for me. But my mom never let me believe that. She told me I could do anything I set my mind to. And because of her, I not only went to college, I made the dean's list, I graduated, I got into the #1 public university in the country, and now I'm earning my master's degree. That's the power of a mother's love. For the past 8 years, my sister and I have lived with an open wound. And during these last 8 years, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncle, and my 3 cousins uprooted their lives so that they could come to Los Angeles to take care of us when no one else would. Myself, my aunt, and my grandmother needed to go to family court to ensure that my sister Isabella, who was 16 at the time, was not taken from us and placed into foster care. We needed to find a safe place to live and rebuild and reshape our lives. Now we're trying our best to move forward. We only had 5 months to grieve our father before we lost our mother too. I truly thought this trial would bring some kind of closure, that we'd be able to grieve together, the 3 of us, and begin healing. But instead, my sister and I are going to be doing what we've done the last 8 years. We're going to pick each other up, we're going to carry on, and we're going to stay strong. Now that we're grieving both our parents, I won't have my dad to walk me down the aisle one day. I won't have my mom to help me when I become a mother myself. And yet I will keep going. I'll keep fighting for justice, for the truth, and for my mom. I am mindful of the importance of respecting the court's procedures and the ongoing legal process. We hope the appeal will be granted and that true justice will prevail. We respectfully ask this court to please consider my sister and I when deciding where my mom will serve her sentence. I strongly believe that being close to our mom will help us heal emotionally and psychologically from this horrible tragedy. To my mom, I love you, and I am giving you every ounce of strength I have for the days ahead. To my dad, I love you so much. I miss you even more. Please keep sending me your signs. Please help me persevere. Sementilli Power. It was never just a chant. It's who we are, and it is what will carry us through. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sementilli.
Good morning, Judge Cohen, members of the court, and all present. My name is Isabella. I am the youngest daughter of Monica and Fabio Sementilli. I stand here to tell you about the wonderful home my parents made for me. I urge you all to reconsider the picture that was painted of our family dynamic. I had the best childhood thanks to my mom and my dad. I had the most supportive parents who created a safe and loving home. My father was a man that I respected, trusted, and leaned on for comfort. He was front row with my mom, laughing and clapping at all of my school plays. He always asked me about my life, my friends. He truly cared to know about his daughter. Despite traveling a lot, my father made an effort to be present when he was home. He really listened to me. He taught me how to stand up for myself while still being respectful, and told me from a young age that the only opinion about myself that matters is my own. When you go to judge somebody, look in the mirror because that's usually what you want to fix about yourself. I'm grateful to have learned that so young. I get my hard work ethic from my father. He would jokingly ask who would become the hairdresser in the family and continue his legacy. I didn't know at the time that I would be the one following in his footsteps, but I thank him for guiding me to find my passion and lifelong career. I will continue my father's legacy in the hair industry, filling some big shoes, but in my own way. To those who knew my father, you also know how funny he was. My tears would turn to laughter in seconds. I'm confident I can speak on behalf of my sister and brother that we had the best father. Not many people got to know my father when he was home with his family. Once the suit and tie came off, that was the real Fabio I knew. and I feel lucky for that. My mother was the best. She did everything for me. She gave up her career, left her family, all to support my dad and give us a good life. She encouraged me to try new things, drove me to and from school, friends' houses, rehearsals, helped me with homework, all with a smile on her face. She built up my self-esteem after a heartbreak. She let me wear her dresses to school dances. She was reliable, and I trusted her with anything. She cooked dinner from scratch almost every night, and really emphasized the importance of sitting at dinner together every night as a family. She hosted dinners for my father's colleagues at our home often, even some of them sitting at our table for holidays. She is my biggest cheerleader and one of the most selfless women I know. Non-judgmental, there to listen and to support me. Her family was her life, and I'm grateful for that every day. Many people think because I stand by my mother that I don't miss my father. Let me say right now to those watching, that is false. I think about my dad every single day, wondering what he would be saying or what his advice would be. My dad was the biggest loss of my life, and it pains me that he will never know this version of me. But I know for a fact he would be proud of me speaking today, honoring our family in a positive way. I often reminisce on the days when I would be inside in the middle of my piano lesson, and my parents would be outside in the backyard. We could hear my dad's laugh from across the entire house. Then I'd look outside and see them laughing together. They spent every night outside, talking, laughing, enjoying each other's company. They were best friends, and I didn't know how lucky I had it. My parents were the best wedding guests. They would take over the dance floor and dance all night long. That carried over to dancing at home while cooking dinner, where my sister and I would often join them. Those are the moments that I miss the most. Now I hope you can understand why I stand by both of my parents. They were the greatest people I've ever known. I never got to grieve my father's death. I thought I could do that when this trial was over. However, that is not the case. I am now grieving 2 parents, no father to walk me down the aisle, or play outside with my future kids, no mother to go to for advice or comfort. Despite all of my heartbreak, tragedy, and loss at only 25 years old, I somehow still have hope. I have hope justice will prevail over time. I have hope that I'll have a beautiful family one day and give them the childhood that I had. And I hope that I will heal from this nightmare of a situation. I'm hopeful because of my friends and family who have supported me, genuinely, the last 8 years. My grandparents, aunts, uncle, cousins who uprooted their whole lives, left their own families to come to California and help us. Thank you to my extended family for your continuous love and support. And thank you to the complete strangers who have reached out to me with support and kind words, showing me there are still kind and compassionate people out there who believe in me and my mother. I'm not sure why this happened to my family, but this does not and will not define me. This has made me work hard at building a beautiful life that I deserve, which is what my parents would have wanted. To my mom and dad, I love you, I miss you, and I will forever remember you dancing in the kitchen. Thank you.
Thank you, Sementilli. Anything further out of you?